It's 10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting, County of Starr, Monday, September 14th. Let the record show we do have quorum, everyone being present, and thank you all for being here. If everyone will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any public comments on this?
None.
Next item is the minutes, we have before us. Is there a motion?
I just want to
Second one.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next is to approve the vendors list.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. You should have a copy of the vendor list somewhere in front of you. We reviewed them and we recommend that they be approved.
Motion approved.
Second,
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please,
Aye.
Opposed?
Special calendar, it's government.
Motion carries. Okay, and then, next item is claims.
Yes, once again, you should have a copy of the claims in front of you. We reviewed them and we recommend that they be approved.
Second.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I don't see anyone that's not with the county. So we'll go, our reports, we should have them before us in our packets. If there's any questions, I guess we can call them later, or I can get a hold of them. I guess the only one that, Mr. Pettis, do you have yours?
I do.
That one is more of a general. You want to give us a report on that?
Sure.
¿Está en agenda?
Made it?
¿Está en agenda?
Packet?
Yo tenía el mío aquí.
You want to go over it or?
Yeah.
¿No lo tienes ya?
Let me just look for it real quick, because I'm sure it's got a.
Dame un frente.
Oh, yeah. And sheriff's report is really low, yeah, but that's due to the COVID situation, pero yeah,
That's good.
thank you.
Dice que ya se va a ir.
Okay.
Right, this is a monthly report for the month of August. On page 1, you'll see the reconciled balances of the general fund, road and bridge, and the payroll clearing. General fund was $2,663,725.66. Road and bridge was $542,495.07. And the payroll clearing account was negative $29,740.08. We'll make a note there that a deposit was made, transfer was made on 9/1, just because of when the payroll fell. And so we made a deposit on 9/1 of $782,601.09. Had that deposit been made the day before, we would have had a balance of $752,861.01. Then you've got part 2, expenditure report for the general fund as of August 31st. As of August 31st, 336 days have elapsed, or 91.81%. The general fund amount expended year to date was $16,382,350, or 86.28%, below the 91.81. And then you've got a breakdown on the rest of page 1 and all through page 2. The departments exceeding the 91.81 are reflected in bold. Page 3 reflects the expenditure report for the road and bridge fund.
County Attorney, 114, yeah.
Monday?
County Attorney, yo creo que gastó 114%.
Todavía no llega nadie, ¿no?
Yeah. No, sí, ahí está. You're on there. Ya me estaba pasando de vos. Page 3 reflects the expenditure report for the Road and Bridge Fund as of August 31st. Expended year to date is $5,037,830, or 80.98%, below the 91.81. Below that, you've got the breakdown numbers for some of the departments within the Road and Bridge Consolidated Fund. The remainder of page 3 and through page 4, we have the year-to-date summary for the revenue reports for the General Fund and the Road and Bridge Fund. Year-to-date revenues collected are $16,160,069, or 85%, 85.11, and $5,707,193, or 91.74%, respectively. Page 5 reflects a summary of revenues and expenses for the enterprise funds as of August 31st. International Bridge had revenues of $1,789,141, expenditures of $2,014,694, a deficit of $225,553. Gas operating system had revenues of $939,973, with expenditures of $642,744, or an excess of $297,229. And finally, the solid waste transfer station reflects revenues of $1,274,971.
Mr. Perez?
Yes, sir.
If I may ask,
Sir.
on the gas operating system, I know Sam had been taking monies to pay off I guess it's a debt that we had. Yeah, when we split the gas and the transfer station, all the debt remained with the gas system. It should have gone both ways. But for some reason it stayed there, and now, we're catching up with it.
Right.
How much do we still owe on
That's
that?
a good question. I'm not sure.
Do you know?
No, last Sam said he was making payments on it,
Yeah.
but we don't have a definite balance. I don't think it was that much, but there was some owed.
And the reason I ask is hopefully now we can start making some profit, once we pay that debt.
Yeah, I mean, it is profitable. This number doesn't reflect those payments, I don't believe.
Okay.
And so, solid waste transfer station revenues, $1,274,971, with expenditures of $1,279,180, or a deficit of $4,209. That one's come down, getting closer to break even. Page 6 reflects a summary of debt owed as of August 31st. The total current balance is $2,134,475. That's one that we had, where you had questioned at the last meeting. And so what I've done on that participation line, which is the last one before the total line, is we're showing the original amount as of 1919.
You're talking about the participation with?
The participation with Roman, correct. And so we're showing that balance, the original amount as of 9/30/19, which is the last number we've gotten from Hart Silva, from their financial reports here in the 18 and 19. And the current balance is what we're estimating has been paid down from that time to now, which roughly is about 20,000 principal per month, and that's just based on historical numbers. It just gives us an estimate, an idea.
Yeah,
We
that's
won't
good.
know until.
Yeah, and that was kind of what we had estimated.
Yeah.
$250,000 this year, $500,000, well, $250,000, and then $500,000 this year because we overpaid tremendously this year. By the way, on the budget that you all had and the one that you all got today, that's the only change that there is. There's more money going to Roma. I added another $100,000 from
One of
the,
the 500.
yeah, from the bridge, so we can continue paying it down.
Well, the current balance still 800,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you gotta remember that they're still generating income.
yeah, and this is a year old because it was 2019, or when the last one we had was 19. So this year, we should be doing.
We've actually, and that's why I put on here that the current balance is estimated on historical figures,
Yeah.
historical numbers, because numbers for this year, although we don't know the numbers, are probably much higher than 20,000 per month,
Yeah.
principal reduction, because their income did go down quite a bit. So once we get the 20 numbers, it's gonna
Yeah,
reflect a lot less balance.
yeah,
And if we continue the same way, at some point it's gonna flip flop,
yeah.
and they're gonna owe us.
Yeah, and that happens, you know.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started, the city of Roma owed the county a bunch of money. And then little by little I started cutting, and then it got to the point that we owed this. So, but that's how.
And they had a very good year, and
Yeah.
it got big, and now we're trimming it down. So that one's always gonna have a balance.
Yeah, it's never gonna be zeroed out.
Any other questions?
So, and we have, well, I guess just another couple of weeks to finish this year. So we should be all right. We should end up with a healthy fund balance. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, as I was saying on the sheriff's report on the jail, that one went down drastically, but they started getting more prisoners a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. So hopefully next month we'll have a much better report on that. Any questions on any of the reports? If not, we'll go on to item 8. And this is to approve a countywide auction for October. We don't have a date yet.
No, actually Commissioner Garza had approached me on that, and we were thinking of maybe the third Friday of October.
You said?
The third Friday of October, would that be okay for all of you?
The third Friday in October?
Yeah, that way we have time to submit to the paper twice, get inventory lists together, unless you all want another date.
Oh, okay, I thought you said it was gonna be on
That's the
the
16th.
9th of October.
Whenever you want to.
Whenever, you know.
Whenever you want to, Commissioner, as long as you give me time to
We
send.
can make the 9th. That gives us 2 weeks to advertise. Is that enough time for y'all
Well,
to bring in?
why don't you take it up to the mid-November, entonces?
Whatever you all want.
Yo no tengo nada, todo lo que yo estoy trabajando no tengo yo.
No, yo tengo, I had a
Sí,
storage
yo-
room there, I didn't know that we had a bunch of computers, and all that kind of stuff that we got there.
Yeah,
I don't have equipment, but I have a bunch of computers.
You wanna wait till November?
Yeah, November, mid-November.
Okay, that way, we can have all the commissioners, maybe look into their storages and have everyone,
Gallo?
Clean 'em out.
I wanna use that room, I didn't realize we had all that stuff in there. We got Easter eggs,
Do the computers have to be cleaned out before?
yeah,
they start?
and that's another one, Judge, that I need to have the ITs clean them out.
Yeah, I got a bunch of computers that, so I need to clean them out.
We can do Friday the
Or
6th or the 13th
That's right.
of
Okay.
November.
No, I don't.
Okay, whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah, because that's what I thought, they need to clear
I'll
out.
send out a memo,
Those
early
computers.
November.
So I guess I'll entertain a motion to approve for countywide auction the month of November, and we'll decide the date at a later time.
Okay.
Is that-
Eso muy bien.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9 is to extend the declaration of the disaster for public health emergency. But this is the one that we keep extending, the governor just extended his. And what it does, it allows us to be able to tap into some of the funds that are available for
It doesn't move.
emergency. Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10 is to approve a permit application for fiber optics from VTX. I don't know what area this is.
This is in the area of North Escobares, but it's considered outside city limits, so it's our jurisdiction.
This is your precinct, Commissioner?
And this is just a fiber optic line, if I'm not Yes, that's what it says here. So we don't charge for that.
Motion to approve.
It's
Your Honor.
considered,
Okay, motion to approve, discussion. Second, all in favor, please, aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 is an action item by our county clerk, and this is to approve the sheriff's and constable fees. Those are presented every year.
Yeah, nothing
Same-
changed.
same thing.
Everything's the same. Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12 is a item to approve a private bid submitted for suit number 8226 from Roma Independent School District and Isidro Flores. Yes, sir.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, Michael Cano for Linebarger. If you don't have any questions, you can take action on the item. If you do have questions, then I would prefer that we discuss the individual, have the individual discussion on the taxpayer and the litigation in executive session.
Okay. Are there any
So-
questions on that? We can bring it back after executive session. If y'all want to discuss it.
Okay.
And only because it involves litigation as to one particular taxpayer, not what we do in general. I think we're better off in executive.
Okay, why don't I skip over that and we'll come back after.
Not a problem, Judge.
Let's go on to item 13, and this is an action item, and this is, participating with Rio Grande City Independent School District on the COVID-19 monies. It should be in your packet. I was approached by Ms. Garza, the superintendent, and apparently there's a program that benefits the school district and the children in the school where, and it says blue one, it's in your packet, John. The way I understand it is that there's different ways. They need 800, well, no, they need $180-some thousand to finish up their Wi-Fi or and maybe get some other laptops that they were short. And they're being given 3 different options. One, let's say if they were to need $100,000, TEA would contribute $50,000, and the school district would put the other $50,000. However, of those $100,000, if the local CRF, the local monies that we receive for the COVID relief fund, if we contribute, let's say, 10,000, then the school district, TEA would match the other 10,000. So they would only have to pay, instead of the 50, they would pay 30, if we give 10. And if we give, let's say, 25,000, then they wouldn't pay anything, because or 25, if we would contribute 25, TEA would contribute 25, and then their local relief fund would put the other 50,000. So the school district wouldn't put anything. So what they're asking from us is that we contribute about 80,000. I don't have the exact number, and maybe not here, but it's a little over 80,000, 82,000, something like that. So that they don't have to put any money from the school district. And they've already spent in the millions to put towers and to put all this other stuff. So 80,000 from our end, I don't think it's much. It shows, the school district has been very cooperative and helpful with us. When we first started with the pandemic, they work real well as far as closing the schools to keep the children safe, and so I think that we should help them with that, and it saves $80,000 that they don't have to spend, because it's 160-some thousand that they would have to spend. We put 80, TA puts 80. I think it's a good thing. It shows that we truly are in this thing together, the schools, the city. The only thing I did ask Ms. Garza was if they had approached the city, because they also got monies for this. And she told me that they hadn't, but that they would. So I said, because if the city contributes, let's say 10,000, 20,000, that's how much money we wouldn't have to contribute. And they still don't have to put any money into it,
Yes. So these monies will come out of the COVID.
the COVID, correct?
That would be out of the 75%.
I'm sorry?
That would come out of the 75%.
Yeah.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Okay, however, Commissioner, can your motion read to approve a maximum of 85,000, let's say?
Motion to approve a maximum of 85,000, for Rio Grande City ISD.
Second the motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, and the reason for the max is that if the city comes in, that would reduce ours.
Okay.
Any further discussion? You know, and the other thing is, like I told Ignacia, if San Isidro or Roma approaches with this, but we need to also.
You probably will, yeah.
So, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14 is also an action item, and this is to authorize the 229th district attorney to execute offer to sell with the U.S. government. Mr. Canales is not here. And I really don't know what this is, but.
You wanna- This is some land that it's confiscated property, right?
Correct. That's
Does
what I think.
Mr. Ramirez had an issue on this, about selling these properties, due to the fact that they have already turned over all the item monies and properties to be put at halt until the next GA would come in?
So this one we can't, Mr. Elson, because the U.S. government, we're dealing with the U.S.
Well, it
government.
doesn't
Now, the
matter.
money,
Yeah,
the money, we can probably set it aside for Mr. Ramirez
Well, the-
whenever the money comes in, but I think we cannot stall a sale to the
Okay.
U.S. government at this time.
Well,
Why can we stall?
What's the reason for stalling?
The thing is, my concern is, I don't mind selling it, where the money is gonna be going to, because remember, Mr. Ramirez came by and said that, when they halt everything from the hideout and all any proceeds that would come from.
This is for the Board of Management?
Let's put a wall.
yes, you know, where I have a question, I wish Mr. Canales would have been here. Where I have a question is that if it's a contract that we're gonna enter to sell this property, even though it's under the district attorney's office, my understanding is the only ones that can approve contracts for the county is the county commission, the commissioner's court has to approve it, and the judge has to sign it. So, I don't know if individual branches, such as the district attorney's office, could sell, or, you know, my office, if I wanted to sell something or whatever. I don't know if that could be done without, you know, under their name. You know, I think it'd have to be under the county of Starr, because we're liable.
What
But again,
area
I
is
don't
this?
know. Monday?
What area is this at?
What area? It's like when they have the compound,
Right.
Yeah.
that property that's
Is it a
confiscated
lot?
from
We're
those
saying?
people.
It's a little over an acre.
And I don't have a problem, you know, with selling it. The thing is, like I said, when Mr. Ramirez approached us, you know, and I think that when they got the order from the hideout to turn over all the inventory they had, that's part of the inventory.
Well, I don't know, like I said, I wish Mr. Canales would have been here to shed some light on this, but he's not, so.
I don't know what you all want to do. If it's for the Board of Water, I'm against it, okay, no sale. I don't need the Board of Water.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it, you know, my problem is this, you know, now that property belongs to hideout.
You know, my personal feeling is maybe we need to table this until we get some explanation. We cannot be passing things without knowing what we're doing.
Right, of course.
We don't know all the details.
Yeah.
Motion to table, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved and second to table, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 15 through to 39
39.
are budget amendments. Are those in order? Mr. Chairman?
Those are all in order, yes, sir. Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 40 is a budget correction.
Oh, that too is in order, Judge.
Second.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And I've got 10:30, and pursuant to section 551.074, we're going to executive session to discuss order of salaries, the ASO billing claims, the, going out for proposals for agent or
Right now.
broker for, insurance.
No hay,
Mine.
y la máquina no trabaja. Yo tomé agua por los cerros del toilet.
And we'll be back.
Judge, and the tax one also in executive?
Oh, yeah. And to discuss, what item is that?
13.
12, item 12.
Item 12.
Item 12. It's, 10:50 and we're back in open session. 10:55. In executive session, there were several things we discussed. One of them, let's go back to that one. This is, item number 12. And this is to approve a private bid submitted in suit number 8226. Is there a motion to approve?
Second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we also discussed, order of salaries. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second, all in favor, please say aye. The ASO is just information, so no action needed on that. And 43, I guess we need a motion to approve, the request to go out to re-advertise for agent.
Motion to approve to re-advertise for agent of records, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and
Second,
second.
supplemental insurance.
Moved and second, discussion.
No, ya para qué fue
All in
todo.
favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to
Motion
adjourn?
to adjourn.
Moved and second.
13.
Huh?
¿La de él?
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
No, that was 12.
That was 12, yeah.
No, olvídalo. Estoy enojado, hombre, porque no
Is there a
estamos-
motion to
no
adjourn?
estamos-
Motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.